So it's fight time.
Lamont, when you look at your resume, you fought some top guys. I mean, you can go down the names from Khan to everybody that you've been in the ring with. So given that, what does this fight mean to you at this stage of your career against somebody like Errol Spence?
Well, when I got into boxing, when you get into anything, you have goals. First, you know, you want to be, you know, starting the amateurs, a national champion. You know, you want to fight on every team. You want to become a world champion as a professional. But the ultimate goal is to be in the Hall of Fame. Honestly speaking, me looking at that, and that's my goal. But at this point in my career, I wouldn't put me into the Hall of Fame. But with the win over a guy like, you know, Earl Spence, and, you know, if everyone decides to actually fight each other at welterweight, and if I can make it through all of them names, I put myself in. So that's why I signed up for these fights, and that's my goal. And of course, I want to give them all to get there.
I remember you said, Errol, that, listen, maybe at the beginning we may box a little, but eventually this is probably going to be a dog fight. Do you anticipate on Saturday that's what Brooklyn and the world's going to see, a dog fight, and a fight where Lamont Peterson brings you in and says, okay, you're two of the best body punchers in the game, let's slug it out?
I think so. I mean, like a lot of people are kind of putting this fight to the side, thinking it's going to be an easy fight. And anybody who follows Lamont Peterson, you know, they know, it's going to be a hard fight. He always comes in shape. You know, he's always in dog shape, has a lot of experience, and has a lot of skill, boxing and banging. So I know I'm in for a tough fight. I know it could be a dog fight, and that's why, you know, I wanted to fight Lamont. Lamont was the only guy left. Nobody else wanted to fight. So my manager came to me and said, what about Lamont? And I said, yeah, of course, because nobody wants to fight Lamont. So I took the fight, man. It's going to be a tough fight, man. It's going to be a tough, rugged fight. If you watch Lamont fight, you know that later on in the fight, you know, it gets rough. You know, he starts out boxing, then he ends up standing there in the pain and fighting and tough stuff. So, and you watch my fights, you know my fights always get rough. Either the guy's fleeing or the guy has no choice but to stand there and fight. So I mean, you know what it's gonna be. It's gonna be a rough fight. It might not be a lot of talking and a lot of, you know, propaganda, and, you know, and we pushing each other and spitting each other's face and things like that. But you know what you get out of Earl Spence and Lamont Peterson fight. You get a dog fight, you get a great fight, you get a fan-friendly fight.
You know, I think going into this one, I think you fought one time last year, you fought basically one time last year. Will we see Lamont Peterson more active this year, 2018?
Hope so. Elected to me, I'll fight every month. I love boxing that much. But I know, you know, it's a business side of boxing, and I'm okay with that. But I know, you know, with a victory this weekend, it helps me fight more often. You know, you kind of get caught in those situations where a lot of times you're at the top level and you might lose a fight or two, and then those top guys don't want to take that chance. They know your worth, but they can always use that against you. So I think I can regain my footing with that, with a victory this weekend.
And when you look at your resume and the number of people you fought, there's no question, people don't question your credentials. But then they'll say, but you know, when it seems like when he's fought top guys, he's come up short. How do you respond to that?
Can't respond to it. Honestly, I mean, it's in the history books. It's written. It's over and done with. However you feel about that, I respect it. It's nothing I can do about it.
Errol, you talked about wiping out the welterweight division. Does that mean fighting actively, like 3 times a year? What does that mean to you when you talk about wiping out the division and being more active?
That means staying active. I haven't been active recently, you know, due to waiting. You know, I had to wait for my title defense and things like that. And then, you know, I had a lot of guys, you know, not answering the calls. You know, a lot of guys, you know, Al was in call these guys standing out. reporter mentioned my name, you know, they try to make the excuse this and that. Okay, I have a belt now. I went over there and got the belt. So what's the excuse now? And I'm still calling it. I have a belt and I'm still calling these dudes out. Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman, all these guys. We wouldn't be sitting here if Keith Thurman or Danny Garcia, Sean Porter said they'll take the fight. You know? I should have been world champion and having to call these dudes out. And Lamont Peterson answered the call like a real fighter and like a real soldier should do.
So what do you see in 2018 for you? In a perfect world, what do you see for Errol Spence in 2018?
Well, in the perfect world, I'll be unifying with Keith Thurman or something like that. Or, well, I want to fight 3 times a year. I'm going to stay active. I'm not going to wait on, I'm not going to wait on anybody or, something you don't get back is time. You don't get time back. So I'm not going to wait around and be waiting on fighters to get ready and, they need to have tune-up fights or they want to fight me in 2020 and things like that. I'm not going to wait at all.
Barry, you've been with Lon a long time. Why don't you tell the people what you've seen in camp and maybe give them a sense of something that they don't know about Lamont going into this fight?
I can't say it's nothing that that'll be different. And you know us, and everybody we prepare for, you can be 0-20 or 20-0. We prepare for you the same way, as if you're a world champion, undisputed or what have you. This is a sport that you can never ever sleep on anybody, because all it takes is one punch. And if you listen to what Earl just said, they didn't answer the phone for him. Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, we were going down the line. Lamont was the same way. He was aborted, as if they were boogeymen or something. We answered the call for Keith. We answered the call for Danny again. And y'all guys saw that what happened the first time. And Kell Brook. As a matter of fact, before Earl fought Kell, we got the call for Kell. We agreed to the fight, but it went out the window. So, I'm with Earl. How can you say that you are the best and you don't fight the best? You had Ray Leonard, you had Hagler, you had Hearns, and Duran. What made boxing great back then, all those guys fought each other. They had no problem with doing so. And we the same way. I have no problem if I put my son on the stage in the ring versus whomever, because I know how we train. I know what we prepare for. So I don't think that you'll see, or we didn't do anything different. We treated this camp like we treat every camp. We train hard. But that's why we don't get up here clowning out and all that old garbage, because for the most part, when people do that, they scared anyway. These what matter in this sport right here. And just like anything else, come Saturday, we'll be ready to do what we do.
Here, Trainer of the Year. With that comes a lot of notoriety. Does more pressure come with that now? People look at you differently when you're Trainer of the Year and you got a world champion, a couple of world champions in your stable.
Yeah, it's a little different situation, but I don't buy into it. I don't listen to it. I just kind of keep pushing it on and try to continue to be the best that I am, and that to give my guys whatever you need to give them. And I don't buy it. I mean, I've been recognized as that, and I appreciate that, and I love it, but it doesn't make me. I just continue to keep building, keep developing myself and develop my guys, because there's more for me out there. I'm still young in the sport, and so I just keep moving.
I was reading something, and it almost gave the impression that he's a newbie to the scene, and he's splashed on the scene now with Errol and Charlo. But you've been in the fight game a long time. Now you're going up against, training-wise, one of the best. Is there any kind of competition between the trainers?
No, it's not. I mean, I've been in boxing for 40 years. Started boxing when I was 5 years old, 45 now. And there's no competition between me and Barry. Barry is this guy, who he is, and I'm who I am. My focus is, like I said, to continue to grow, continue to help my guy, Errol and Jamel, Charlo, and Rob, and my other guy, be better. And so, and his job is to help his guys, and that's the focus. And when we're in the corner, You know, my deal is for Errol. His deal is for Lamont. I don't think about beating him. I want one guy to be the best, to go out there and do his deal.
Lastly, for you, Barry, considering these guys sparred together a long time ago, know each other very well, does that experience help at all in a fight like this?
Yes, and it can, and in the case with Errol and Lamont working, and it's funny because I'm sitting here, Freddie was there in camp with us, Mike Stafford over there was in camp with us, Marcus Brown you spoke about was there. We had a great time. So it's almost like a reunion of sorts. Lamont inspired so many different people, you know, and I doubt very seriously if, you know, after that, because he do more teaching than anything, after that if he thought about it anymore. Like Earl said, come Saturday, you're going to have two guys going in there that they're not old, they're not banged up, they're skillful, and they're dog fighters. So it may start off tactical, but somewhere in that fight that night, I think it's going to end up being a war. Other than that, come Saturday, I'm just looking for a great fight. And congratulations to Derek for winning Coach of the Year. I remember when I first seen him come through the scene, he worked hard to get here. They grind to get here just like us. I'm proud of him.
Fantastic. We'll just give you guys the last word. We'll go give it all to the fighters. Lamont, what excites you about this fight?
I'm excited, honestly, and looking forward to the skill level that's going to be displayed this weekend. You know, people can look at it, you know, it's going to be a rough fight, that's for sure. But what I look forward to is the technique, the skill level, defense, offense, being able to translate between both of them. That's what I'll probably enjoy if I go back, when I go back and watch the fight. That's what I'll be looking at. That's what I'll enjoy. That's the part of boxing that I love.
And Errol, what excites you from Saturday night?
I'm just excited to fight. I just like to fight. I'm excited to fight. I'm excited to be under the bright light in front of those cameras, in front of all the fans, and you know.
Does it excite you to be back in New York? I mean, obviously you were born here, but obviously I know you're a Dallas guy, went there as a baby, but you still got family here in New York, and.
Definitely, I'm excited because you know, my family get to see me fight live. You know, they don't have the funds to come you know, overseas to watch me fight or anywhere else. So you know, it's exciting for them to come see me fight and display my skills in front of them.
All right, we're going to take some questions from members of the media. We've got Matt here. Just please acknowledge who you are and let them know who your question's for.
Keith Heidick from BoxingScene.com. My question is for Lamont. Lamont, what impressed you about Errol's performance against Kell Brook?
He displayed just even taking the fight and going over there, you know, for his first title fight was impressive to me. Because a lot of times when a young fighter, especially one who is talked about as much as Errol is, they kind of take their time and be patient with the fighter, and he normally fights an older, more washed up fighter to get his championship. But he ended up fighting a guy that was in his prime, in his country, and to will himself to win that fight says a lot about him. I was impressed.
Stouser.
Lamont and Errol, you've conducted yourselves as exemplary sportsmen, and Europeans have also. We seem to have lost that civility in our national dialogue today. Lamont, you're from Washington. I wonder if you and then Errol could comment on how you feel about all that and what's happening in the country at large.
Yeah, what you had? You had two questions? You said how
do you feel about the national dialogue today and the lack of respect that seems to be emanating from the White House towards people?
I mean,
It's fight week. We ready to fight.
you're ready to fight, but you treat each other with respect. And Errol, you commented the last time you were in New York about the national anthem protests. So I wondered if you could pick up on that. And both of you talk in general about what you see and how you feel about what's happening in this country today.
I mean,
and if Barry and Derek want to join in, that's fine.
I mean, it's basically what I stated, you know, when we talked at the press conference. I mean, people have freedom of speech to say whatever they want to say, so I mean, that's just about it.
Well, for me, I just feel like I'm going to I respect everyone who get in the ring. And honestly, just if I saw you and didn't know you, I'm going to respect you. And that's just who I am. I feel like a lot of other people should be that way, but they're not. And I just have to respect them too.
Barry? I'm with Lamont, you know, but I know where you're coming from. There's been a lack of respect around the world. Cut the TV on, every time you cut the news on, I mean, this is a different place. It's a different world now. So I think, I don't want to sound corny, but we do need more love out here to survive. You know what I mean? If not, you know, it's going to be even worse. So just keep loving each other and doing what we do.
Who's next?
Radio Running, boxing scene. Errol Spence, you talked about being frustrated trying to get other champions to answer your call, to take fights. I'm curious for you what constitutes a true champion, how you conduct yourself, how you select fights. And Lamont Peterson, you talk about wanting to be in the Hall of Fame, that's what drives you. I'm curious what you think constitutes a Hall of Fame fighter. What gets a guy in there? What does he have to have or do to be worthy of that honor?
Well, I guess I'll go first. For me, of course, you know, winning multiple world titles, being able to do that throughout, you know, the mat. I wouldn't ask anyone to, you know, to jump up weight classes like Pacquiao, like that's rare. But to be within that range and to take on all comers at any time and to represent yourself the best way you can. When you get to those big stages and those big fights, I think you have to win more than lose. And at this point, I'm kind of right there. And if I feel like if I can run these last few off for the next few years, I should be good enough to be in.
And you know, what make a true champion is just, you know, I'm not saying, you know, you fight anybody, you know, who calls you out and things like that, because at the end of the day, it's still a business too. You know, you gotta feed your family, you gotta go and make sense. But, you know, when a true champion, you know, fight other champions, especially when they're available. If you got another top fighter available, number 2 or 3 top fighter available, you have another champion available, you know, you fight him. Or you don't avoid questions, or you don't, you know, go around questions, or